Hi, in this video I'm going to show you some of the basic features and functions of Sport DJ. It's loaded with features and more being added all the time. So we're going to start with an overview of the main user interface. So what we have here is a main playlist of songs. So these are the songs that are selected randomly as your play and stop functionality. So it's if you want to play a song, basically all you have to do is press it and it'll start playing. Then we can press the stop button. You notice that it fades out the music cleanly. Some of the things that you can do is you can set up these songs that you can start at any point in the song that you want. And I'll show that later and how you set that up. Songs in this main playlist are displayed alphabetically. So sometimes I'll rename a song and put a 1 in front of it or something like that, just so I can find it at the top of the list quickly. But they're all in alphabetical order based on how the song is named. There's 10 different buttons also as part of this interface. So 9 are standard buttons for different events, and you can put basically songs that are representative of that type of event. So some of the ones I have here are for hockey, is for a visitor takes a penalty, a good save, a home penalty, something for the intermission, a timeout after a player gets up for an injury, a visitor goal, and for the intermissions. Also, there's one button that works differently from the rest. This is the home goal button, and that's special because you can add a goal horn to it. I'll show more about how that works later. So all of these buttons act as playlists. So you can put several songs inside of that. I'll just show you. So let's go into the special section. So there's a bunch of songs that are in this button. Now you can change the order of those songs, and I'll show you a little more about that later, but that's what's inside of each one of those buttons. So we also have a pick list. So this is a list that you can change the order of the songs in, and it works very much like the main playlist, except you can change the order. This is great for walk-up music because you can put the batting order, the songs in the order for the batters. So go back to the main playlist. Now, whenever you play a song, if we use off of, it'll pick a random song. You can see that up here in the next song category. Now when I press play, it's going to play that next song. And you see that it automatically picks another random song from this main playlist. If you don't like that song, what's there, you can hit the next song button and find one that you do like. And go into it. And you notice when I press the stop button, the song fades out nicely. That's configurable. I'll show you that in the settings. You can change that to be slower or faster. For hockey, you generally want it to be pretty fast. For baseball, a slower fade out time actually sounds better. Another feature is after you've been playing a song, so we were playing You Just Got Lucky. Now if I press and hold this button, it's going to start back up. Right back where the song left on. So you can use that kind of like a pause button. You can use that for quick whistles. So the puck gets dropped and the whistle gets blown very quickly. Often you want to start the same song over again, or start the same song in the same place, rather than starting a new song over again. Other features we have here, we have some of the green buttons here. These are for adding songs, getting help, and for the setting. Those are also available up here in the menu. So add songs, settings, help, and new game. New game is for Sport DJ won't play the same songs within a 2-hour period. So if you're selecting or playing music out of the main playlist here, you don't want to keep playing the same song or have it randomly select the same song. You want it to be different songs through that whole game. So at the end of the game, if you had another game coming up and you wanted to be able to select those songs again, then you would hit new game, and that'll just reset that. And you can still manually select any of those songs. It just won't select them in the random section here when within 2 hours. Other features we have here, we have when you see this I button up the top, you can find out what new features have been added. So the new features are here. This is really part of the help. I can show you more later, but there's a bunch of help topics that are in here. So we'll just close that. And once you've seen it once, it doesn't remind you of that again. There's also multiple profiles. So once you set up Sport DJ, you can go to basically the same setup for, but with a different configuration. This is great if you're, say, using it for baseball. So now you notice the button names have all changed, more baseball oriented. It's more along the lines of for walk-up music. I've set up the names. So there's 3 different profiles you can use. So you can use those for, say, if you've got different kids, say older and younger, you might have different music selections that you want to use, or a boy or a girl, or for different sports. Also, Sport DJ comes with a second interface. If you don't like this main menu, you can go to a buttons only interface. So if you click this button here, you will get bit larger buttons where you can actually see the song name it's going to play next. So if you don't like that song, you can move on to another one. So for a good save right now, we've got Shot Down in Flames, but we can now change that and it'll play Hit Me With Your Best Shot next time you press it. So and for this one, the main playlist is actually just a button. So if you look down the bottom, you've got all your main songs that are in there. So you can rotate through until you find something you like there. Generally, most people use the main, the primary interface. There are some features that are hidden deeper within the user interface that I'll go over in more detail later, but just to quickly hit what those ones are. You've got the ability to add a voiceover to any song. So this could be an introduction, say in baseball, like number 23, the center fielder, Joe Blow. And that will mix in with the music. You can set the volume level that mixes in with the music. It's also great for introductions, team introductions. So if you were to get a professional recording of all of your team being read out, you can have that as an introduction over top of a song. So that would be great for hockey. When they're coming onto the ice, you start going through and welcoming your team on. Also, there's the ability to add an alias for different songs. You may have seen that when I was in the baseball interface. So let's go to Sport DJ Chew and go to the walk-up music. These are all songs that I've renamed based on the player so that it's easy to find their walk-up music. There's some other things that you can do as well. Let's go back to the main interface. We're going to go into the settings. And there's some settings that you can change here as well. You can change the profile from here too. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can set the fade out speed. So generally for hockey, it's good at about half a second. When you get into baseball, sometimes people want it as high as 2.5 seconds to fade out. You can change the text size here on different devices. You may want to have a larger or smaller text size. When you're doing the voiceovers, you can change the volume too to be from high, medium, or very low. And this is the music volume in the background. There's also the ability to remove all songs from the application. This is probably something you don't want to do too often, but this will clean out everything in the profile and set it back to the original state. So one of the first things you're going to want to do when you get Sport DJ is to add in some songs. So there's 3 different ways that you can add in songs, and they all take you to an adding in song screen. So you can do it from the button here, add songs, go up to the menu, add songs, or you can also do it by holding a button and clicking on the add songs button here. All basically works the same. We're going to go into it from this main add songs. So you can now decide where you're going to add the songs in. So it could be the main playlist, any of the buttons that are in there, or the pick list at the bottom. So let's add something into the main playlist. We can scroll down, find the song that we want. Could simply add that in, and it's going to add in All Night Long. Now if we go in here, we'll find the Billy Squier song, All Night Long. We can also let's go in from the spot here. Suppose that we want to find a song specifically and you don't want to scroll through hundreds of songs. You could type in something you're looking for and it'll filter out just those songs. So you could do, say, Shot Down in Flames and add that into the main playlist. There's also the ability to add in, let's go in this again. You can add in from a folder. Suppose you have a folder with all your music in it or something set up and you want to just add in all those songs. You can go to the From Folder button here. You pick where you want to add them into, the main playlist or which one of the buttons. Let's leave it as the main playlist. Now you browse to those songs. So let's find something here. I've got some in this folder here. Let's add in some of our penalty songs into the main one. When you've clicked that, hit continue. You can see where you're going to add them. And then you hit continue, and it tells you the number of songs that you've added in. So now in the main playlist, you'll have those songs added in as well now. So the next thing that you're going to want to do once you've added in some songs is you're going to want to edit them and set them up correctly for the right start time within the song, fade in, and some of the other things you're going to do. So let's take Billy Squier here, All Night Long. Now when you get on this screen, you have the ability to set the start time. So let's start this one at 6 seconds into the song. That's in seconds, and we're going to fade in the volume. We can test that right here. Hit the test button. So there's a bunch of introduction there that I'm not really happy with. So I know I could see by here, or by this number right here, how far into the song we are, and it was still going. So that's probably not where I want to start. I'm going to make that 25 seconds. Now I'm going to test that again. So that's a better place to start. And once you're in here, you can edit all the songs in the main playlist, so you can set the start times for them. So you can go in and click on each one of them and set them up. You can remove songs from here. You can add more to the main playlist here, and you can close it. You can also long click on that, and it'll give you the option to remove the song. Now, if we go into one of the buttons, so let's go into the instrumental button. You can actually edit the button name as well. So you could change that from being instrumental. Let's just go in and change that to instrumental 2. That could actually be something completely different. Again, select the songs that you want to edit, and you can go from there. There's also the ability to add a voiceover file, a theme, and we can add a voiceover file in as well. So let's go in and click that. We're going to add, so my Redmond introduction, if you want to hear what that sounds like.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome your new market Redmond! Number 9, Ben Lacey!
So you can change when that starts in as well. So that sets the delay into the song. If you wanted this to start 5 seconds after the song started playing, that's what you would set. So let's close out of here, and you'll see it's now got the voiceover file in. We're starting the song at 5 seconds in. We're going to fade that in, and 5 seconds the song starts into the song, and then 5 seconds after the song starts playing, it's going to go into the Redmond introduction. So let's hear that.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome your new market Redmond! Number 9, Ben Lacey.
So that's with the volume set way down low. So let's go in here. I'm going to change that setting to the music volume to be very high. And now let's try that again. Let's go into the instrumental. Let's check our Rocky theme. Now you're going to hear it a lot louder, so let's listen to that.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please welcome your new market Redmond!
So that gives you flexibility for the volume that you want to have for the voiceover file. So now whenever you click on that instrumental button, and it's the Rocky theme, let's set that, let's move that up to the top. So we're going to move Rocky up to the top. So now this is the play order that they're going to play in. So now when we press the instrumental button, So other things that you can do in here is you can set these up to play in random order. So now it won't follow the order that you have in here. It'll just randomly select a song each time you press the instrumental button. Or you can go back to just sequential order, and then they'll just play in order. There's also the ability to put an alias in for one of these songs. Suppose you didn't like the name, the Ghostbuster theme, you wanted to have something that meant more to you. You can go in here and click on the alias button and enter a new name. And it changes the song to be the new name. So it's a little easier for you to find it. That's most important probably when you're working with songs within the pick list. Say for walk-up music, or maybe on the main menu. There's also help in Sport DJ as well. So you can click on the help button. It gives you some ideas about the basic operation. It can tell you how to edit your songs as well. Can tell you what songs you should add. Basically, pick songs that you or the kids enjoy. You're putting on a show, so you don't have to do what I've recommended here, but there's some things to get you thinking about it, and different buttons and what you can put in. There's also how to set the goal horn. So this gives you some instructions here on how to do that, and how to mix in a voiceover file, what's new, and you can also find out the version information as well. So, and if you're playing hockey, one of the things you're going to want to do is be able to set a goal horn as well. So let's have a look at that. So we've got some songs already set up in this playlist. And we have, say, Joe Satriani, Crowd Chant. Good time to start that is about 7 seconds in. We want to fade in the volume. There's 24 different goal horns that you can use, including none. If you don't want to have a goal horn on the front of it, you don't need to. You can pick the Toronto Maple Leafs here from 2014. You can hear what this sounds like. So that's the Toronto Maple Leafs goal horn. There's a whole bunch of other ones here that you could use. There's a couple sound effects as well, if you wanted to mix in some thunder. And you'll notice that the song fades in and mixes in with the end of the sound effect as well. I like using the thunder with the song Thunderstruck. That's a good way to do it as well. There's things like a triple cannon. That might be good for a home run in baseball. There's a number of other ones here that we can do as well. Let's pick the Washington Capitals and test that. So again, have some fun with it. Pick a goal horn that you like as well. And let's just do one more with the LA Kings. I like to do Fall Out Boy. This is the one that we use for our hockey team. So that's how you use the goal horn.